It's time to react. To react is human, and I am in fact a human, unlike Mark Zuckerberg. Named Adrian? My name is Adrian. This is Rabona TV. Hey, what? Wait! Which Adrian is real? Which dimension? Which timeline is the true timeline? Past Adrian? Or this one? Regardless of that, today we're reacting to Adrian's Champions League quarterfinals predictions. Of course, I want to hear how you guys did as well with your predictions, so don't forget to let me know in the comments. And if there's any newbies out there who want to join a great football community for watch-alongs, live discussions, in-depth player bios, explainer videos, and more, then consider hitting that subscribe button. See how you feel and decide from there. Don't make any brash decisions here, alright? Let's kick this thing off right. No, I run this show. Let's start with Real Madrid versus Juventus, a matchup that had it all, goals and heaps of drama, and a match that will be talked about for a long time, and it could kick off the discussion of bringing VAR into the Champions League sooner rather than later. But if you want to hear what my thoughts were, as a neutral, then I uploaded a video this morning on that, and I'll link to it in the description. Anyways, let's see what I had to say about this one. Juve, on the other hand, if they can replicate their defensive performance against Tottenham with some luck sprinkled in as well, could prove to be a tricky opposition for Real Madrid. Man, this is tragic for them. They did replicate that defensive performance I mentioned, but they only had bad luck. To go out thanks to a penalty in the final minute of play, that's just, brutal. And with Benatia and Pjanic out for the first leg, I think that Madrid will be able to take this one 4-1 on aggregate. Okay, so I got the outcome right, but didn't nail the score. Nailed Real Madrid's goals, but for once, I didn't overshoot the amount the losing team would score. I was trying to change my ways when really I should have done what my gut said and credited Juve a few more goals. If I've learned anything since starting this channel, trust your gut, people. But hey, as heart-wrenching as it may be, the result I predicted is right, even if it doesn't feel good on a human level. 1 for 1 so far. Adrian? Next up, we have the somewhat surprise package. Emphasis on somewhat. Okay, get to the point, who is it? Sevilla, coming up against a retooled Bayern Munich side who has their treble-winning manager looking after them. Yup, Hinks. Ah, yes, now I for sure got this one correct. Right? I didn't try to be a prediction hero and go for the underdog, did I? Sevilla have never lost a match at home against a German club. They have now. Bayern have lost their last 5 matches away to Spanish clubs. That's changed too. With this being Sevilla's first Champions League quarterfinal since 1958, I think you can expect them to get some sort of result at home, whether it's a draw or a 2-1 win. Nah man, 2-1 loss, more like, but let's get to it. What were you saying about the prediction? I'll take Bayern Munich in this one 4-2. On aggregate. Okay, so obviously I got the score wrong, and speaking of the aggregate score, I would think that some Bayern fans may be a little bit frustrated with how their team sort of slumped their way through this tie. Yes, of course they outchanced Sevilla, and yes, they still came out on top, but this is Bayern Munich we're talking about. Bayern Munich should be beating the 7th place La Liga side, who hasn't won a domestic match for over a month, by a lot more than just a goal. Something stinks at Bayern. Dave and Bear Grylls, you have me convinced now. And without getting too into my semifinals predictions territory, looking at their competition in said semis, I'm not 100% convinced that they will make it to the finals. But that's for another video, of course. So, Liverpool versus Manchester City. What did I say about cutting me off, dude? Go ahead. And this one is probably the toughest to call at the moment. Both teams look strong. Haha, what a difference a week makes, no? A week that saw Manchester City lose 3 straight matches. But anyways, back to you, Adrian. Now I'm the one being rude. It feels like the fact that this is the only trophy Liverpool could win this year could just be enough to push them through. Plus, they have much easier fixtures to navigate as their season winds down. True, very true, considering that 3-2 loss to United in which they failed to clinch the title at home after being 2-0 up would be a little bit crushing on the team's confidence and momentum going into the decisive leg, whereas Liverpool played a nothing game against Everton with a relatively rotated squad. It's not going to be easy, it's going to be high scoring, and I think it's going to be Liverpool going through 6-5 on aggregate. And I know what you're thinking, oh Adrian, you're doing it again by predicting too many goals. And yeah, you did do it again, man. I mean, I was close with how many Liverpool scored as they got 5, but only 1 for City? Really didn't see that coming. And I think that is a testament, as I've said before, to the improvement we are seeing in Liverpool's back line and the rise of Loris Karius, who is looking more and more like a solid number 1 for Liverpool. Like I said in my other video, it's clear that Klopp is the anti-Pep. And if Pep is stubborn and doesn't change his ways, then it could be a while before he wins the Champions League again. And, to quote Stan Collymore, and yes I know he's a former Liverpool star, but he said, quote, "I'll bow down to Pep when he wins a Champions League title without Lionel Messi." And I kind of feel the same way about him. Since winning it in 2011, 7 years ago, he hasn't made a finals since then. And if he continues to fail to make it far in Europe with City, then the Fraudiola claims will only get louder from opposing fans. The Premier League title is basically buttoned up and out of the way. Now, a decent Champions League run is due for Pepperoni. Okay, 3 for 3 guys. Can we get the Grand Slam with the bases loaded and go 4 for 4? That was a baseball analogy, and I'm not even sure if it works because I know all about baseball. At home, they have gone unbeaten in this competition, though across all competitions, the Stadio Olimpico hasn't exactly been a fortress for them. Well, it certainly is a fortress in the Champions League, and it's the best kind of fortress. My favorite kind of fortress and your favorite kind of fortress. An impenetrable one, like Helm's Deep, like the Great Wall in Westeros that protects the realms of men. Well, the Night King wreaking havoc. Plus, Barcelona have lost only once this season across all competitions, and they have done this while looking like they haven't really gotten out of third gear yet, which is quite impressive. Well, now it looks less like Barcelona haven't gotten out of third gear yet, and more like, well, they might not be as good as we initially thought. Then again, they have still gone unbeaten in La Liga, but perhaps that's more representative of the state of the competition itself, as opposed to representative of the strength of Barcelona. I don't know, that's a tough call there. I can only see Barcelona coming out on top in this one. Roma won't be a pushover by any means, as they themselves have been on a decent run lately with convincing wins over Napoli, Torino, and Shakhtar under their belts. Hey, okay, so it looks like I got it wrong, but what did I say? Did I have a miraculous last-minute comeback in regards to my prediction, just as Roma did? 3-1 Barcelona. No, I certainly did not. But hey, you can't win them all, can you? So I went 3 for 4, which is 75%, which is an improvement on my last round of predictions, where I think I went 5 for 8. So how did you do? And I know you're sick of hearing me say it, but man, has this ever been an entertaining Champions League this year. We have major flops, like my Benfica, sadly, major drama with Roma and Juve, as well as major controversy, no matter your take on it. All of it has made for an incredible tournament so far, and here's to the semifinals being just as entertaining to watch. Cheers! I'm Adrian, the real Adrian, not some imposter from the past. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Be sure to let me know how you did in the comments section, and remember to be honest! There's no point in lying to look cool on the internet. Whether you get more wrong or less wrong doesn't make you a superior or inferior human being. Just be honest. And have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow.